Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to day 2 of week 1 of the group stage of the United Draft Kingdom Invitational. I am, as usual, your host, the British Poro, here with Foz, the Croatian sensation.
Hello. Oh my god, I'm getting nicknames.
Now, we're moving into Group D now. So the participants for Group D, Cheesy, Crocken7, YouMustBelieve, and Moim10. Let's send out an @ to Cheesy and Crocken7. Links coming soon. And I'll start setting up the draft. Foz, what do you know about this group? And is there anyone you would expect to do particularly well?
I think this group is going to be way closer than we think.
Okay.
So the only person I don't know here is MOAIMN10.
Yep.
The rest I go. I think YouMustBelieve has a lot of potential, but he does like to push things that, in theory, should not work. So maybe that can backfire for him. Kraken impressed me with a lot of drafts he did before, but he didn't draft that much. And Cheesy, I think he also has been doing really good and improved a lot since he came into the channel.
Yeah, I think I was
It's
going to
gonna be
have Cheesy as my favorite to take the group. But we'll see how it goes. That's just from having a look into the draft review channel and trying to pick up on the thoughts of a load of different people. Obviously, there's 16 people in this tournament, so there's a lot of people to keep track of. But yeah, I do think Cheesy has been doing a lot that I've liked. Other than that, I'm thinking maybe YouMustBelieve, but we'll have to see. So far, I don't think anything has been super set in stone. I think the most convincing was definitely UDKI in Group C that we just saw. Aside from that, it's been a very close tournament overall. So let me send out some links for this draft. Link has been sent to Cheesy, and now the link is being sent to Crocken. And when the participants are ready, we will begin the first match of Group D. So yes, this is the final group, and these will be the final matches this week. Next weekend we will play the round 2. So it's all the same matchups, but the sides will switch. So when Cheesy plays Crocken next week, it will be Crocken on blue and Cheesy on red, and you have all the same points up for grabs again.
Mm-hmm.
Which means, I guess technically it's impossible to be out of the tournament in week 1. Not only unlikely, I think it is mathematically impossible. Because even if you went 0 and 300, 0 and 600, then you could go 600 and 0 next week.
Yeah.
Okay, Karma, ever the popular champion in this tournament. And Poppy, interesting. So we're looking for maybe a Jarvan on R1.
Yeah, that's something that yells and engage, which I'm actually excited about.
Yeah,
all these groups so far have been very defensive in drafts.
We have seen a lot of defensive drafting, and not a great deal of things like Asol, Smolder, these sort of champions that I think the thing we've seen most to try and answer that has been Zeri, but there's definitely some Jinx angles, Jinx, Smolder, Asol, these sorts of champs, maybe a Kog'Maw Lulu game when there's no threat whatsoever.
Lulu game.
Yeah.
Yeah. Very fun blue. Interesting.
Definitely interesting. And I think Cheesy is someone that I've seen playing around with the Senna B1 line, so let's see if he looks for a Senna B1. No, it's Misfortune with the Braum ban to cover. Interesting.
That walks into Jarvan. That's which book is banned already.
This Vi very early can definitely be drafted into, but this line on red into the MF is really setting up a Yasuo R3. Okay, MF and Mumu bot. I think what do you think about Yasuo R3 into ban Yasuo answers into Alistar R4?
Alistar R4. I think you...
Maybe Yasuo's too ambitious into Rela Mumu. Maybe you just go Alistair now, and then you pick more. Like
You can go
Gwen.
Silas there.
Yeah. Oh yeah, Silas, Gwen. Anything that likes champs running into them is going to be pretty good here. Okay, we just snatch out the Leona, very high prio champion.
We're just bringing out the big guns here and just like blazing at each other. We don't care what enemy picks.
Yeah,
We
both
just go
teams
in,
are going in.
I like that.
We're having a brawl.
I like that.
This is the opposite of the
Yeah.
previous group.
Yeah, exactly.
We got like 10 disengaged champions in Group C, and now we've got 6 engaged. Well, like Ziggs' range more than engaged, but he can play. He has that mode available to him.
All right, let's see the bans. What are we afraid of? We're afraid of nothing.
Missed ban from Kraken. I'll see if he messages me, and then I can tell Cheesy. Camille ban on blue side. We're looking for Cassante then, right? On blue, if we're banning Camille.
Yep.
Okay, he's just skipping the ban.
He's skipping the ban.
Yeah, he just said no problem. I mean, that's his choice.
Okay. Interesting strategy.
Aurora comes out as a ban. Aurora would actually synergize pretty well with what Blue's looking for.
Yep, it would. See. Horn Camille bans, which is pretty standard.
Hey, Yone.
Yeah.
Mid-top flex. I think that's what you want, a mid-top flex on this R4 pick, leading into a counter on 5.
What? I would like Renekton now, actually. I don't think Renekton would be bad.
Annie Rumble.
Heavy AP damage, and I don't like this.
Yeah, only MF for AD. But we really are. We're picking 10 champions to just go in and fight.
Yeah.
Group D is the complete reverse of Group C.
I'm liking this. I think B4, B5 are suboptimal though.
Corky.
There's a Corky mid, Corky into Annie, and Yone into Rumble, I assume. There's no other way, right? Yeah.
Yeah.
And then we have Amumu Jungle, Rel support. I think Amumu Jungle is really strong and underrated. I think the champion is really good in the jungle specifically. But how does it pair against this red team? I think they have too much free access.
Red side?
Yes.
What I was thinking is the main thing I'm seeing is that red have more they can do other than just go in. So if they, let's say red hang back for just a little and play for a bit of Corky and Ziggs poke, and then they go when the health bars are lower, there's not a lot, aside from just trying to send it with like a flash Rel engage or flash Annie or something. Yeah.
You can also look for that Yone flank angle. It's wild.
Yeah.
Which is really disgusting to play against.
Yeah.
Building mercs, building any kind of MR here, which is really easy for Vi and Yone specifically.
Yeah.
And even Corky, actually. Corky likes MR as well. He can go with them all. He runs that easily.
Yeah, I think there's a lot of stress on MF being the only physical damage, that if she gets violated into Yone ult and then Yone just like hops back after she's dead, then it looks pretty tricky for blue.
Yeah.
I don't think there's a lot in. I mean, obviously the drafts are very similar in what they want to do, right?
Yeah.
I don't think there's a big difference.
Yeah, there's a little bit more flexibility on red, as you said, and like just damage or allocation, physical versus magic. Because here as well, like blue can wombo combo better, in my opinion, like a Momo Rel stuff than like
Momo
Rumble,
Annie,
everything.
Rumble, MF. Yeah, the wombo is.
On the flip side, you have like Leona Ziggs or like Vi Yone ult, but like you have more consistent damage after that. Whereas once blue fires their ults, and if it hits hard. But if it doesn't, it's really a bit awkward then.
Yeah. The other thing here is that like side laning is going to be very difficult for blue.
Yep.
Dealing with Yone and with Vi and like a semi-global ult on Ziggs. Very difficult for people to catch side waves without dying. Is there a massive difference in lanes? I don't think there's any like massively decisive lane. Like Rumble wins early, but Yone equalizes quite quickly. Annie Corki is very stable, like it's playing around jungle. Again, bot, it's kind of hard for MF Rel or Ziggs Leona to die in this lane. It's quite stable. So I don't think there's a huge difference in lanes. There's not a huge difference in how they want to play. I do think, like you said, target access is a little bit easier for red with Vile onto like MF, and if MF dies, the damage profile of blue lets them down a little. Now, Abyssal Mask plus a Mumu does help with shredding a lot of MR. But still, I think itemizing
the reason why Mumu is good.
Itemizing red is a lot easier. And then obviously there's the thing where if the engage doesn't snap happen, then it always favors red because they've got Ziggs and Corki throwing stuff at you, whereas blue don't actually have anything being thrown at red until they go all in. So I think red just have slightly more options as to how they can play, slightly stronger side laning. The lanes are very similar. The way the comps want to play is very similar. Scaling, I think, slightly favors red. I just think it's slightly red favored. I'm thinking like 55 or 60 to red.
Yeah, I'll say it's 60-40 I'll go.
Yeah, that sounds fair to me.
Yeah.
Overall, a fairly close draft and a very scrappy draft. And also with drafts like this, when it's two scrappy teams, execution plays a huge part, and the more execution plays a part, the closer the draft is going to be, because then obviously it's execution that's mattering more so than draft.
Yeah, absolutely.
Something's gone wrong here.
What's going on?
I don't know if you can see, but my spreadsheet
Doesn't work?
Isn't adding up numbers correct. Like, why does it think these are wrong? That's why. Sorry, guys. Technical difficulties.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, why is there an 80 in this box? There we go. There we go. Okay, that looks correct. Yeah.
Yes.
There was just randomly an 80 in this box for some reason.
Yes.
But now it's working. Okay, spreadsheet fixed. Okay, the next game is YouMustBelieve plus Moim and 10. I'll let them know the link's coming soon, and we'll start making the next draft. Let's see if we can keep up this scrappiness in Group B. I love it. Group D, rather. Okay. You must believe. Put this here. Send the link to the Fosler.
Thank you.
Blue link's been sent. Red link's been sent. And whenever the players are ready, they will begin the draft. Any expectations for this?
I don't know the red side person, to be honest, so
yeah,
I can't really tell much, but we'll see. Might have some expectation for the next draft.
What's the next one? Oh, Kraken versus Yuma. Yeah, well, I mean, then we'll have info on both players.
Yeah.
Kraken showing a lot of intent to just go ham. So we'll see what YouMustBelieve shows in this draft.
Oh, you absolutely respect that. We're waiting for
Moim
Red's already up.
Yeah. As soon as that happens, we'll kickstart the second draft. What'll be interesting is after next week, when we get through all of next week's drafts, and we've got the
Playoffs going.
the playoff spots secured, we'll be able to like look back. I might make a video on each matchup, like a predictions, and look at what they did in their drafts, and then we can sort of see who we think might be favored. If I do a video for each like quarterfinal bracket.
All right, there we go. I have a first ban. It's Memeth.
Yep.
Solid champion right now. Can be countered, can be very strong as well. So it's okay as a ban. Ash as well, Ezreal as well.
80 carry pool getting
ADC.
very clinched.
Yeah.
So this puts even more prio on Zeri for me. Also Varus, if he flips through. It's always interesting for me on blue side here. So like here, Varus isn't banned. So do you ban Yasuo?
You could do that. But yeah, you could do that.
Okay, you actually ban Varus. So far we have 5 AD carry bans. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. That's the 6 ADC that can be banned.
Jhin? Ashe? Oh, Ashe is gone.
I guess.
Smolder?
Yeah, I guess Smolder. Smolder ban, come on. Do it. Guys play without ADCs. It's good. It's
set a 6 ADC bans into Ziggs. Okay, how do you respond? You're definitely going to have to pick an AD carry in this rotation, I think, like before the next round of bans. Because otherwise I think it's going to get clinched too much. To the point where like you take away Jhin and
I mean, you could go Smolder.
Yeah.
You could go Smolder now.
Smolder flex on it.
Yeah.
Rumble.
Okay, Rumble.
Do we pick Jarvan with it into the Ziggs?
I wonder.
But then the Poppy can come in, right? So maybe Jarvan's more of an R3?
Yeah, R3 Jarvan, but then Blue also can go for Jarvan. They can do just like Jarvan Poppy or something.
Yeah, Jarvan very good with Ziggs.
Good. So if you pick something immobile here, yeah.
Where are we going with this? Nautilus. Okay. I think you...
It's very interesting.
I think you look for disengaged support here.
Why are we going Nautilus, not Leona?
Braum looks good. Taric looks good.
But
maybe you leave Taric later. You can do Alistar. But I do think disengaged support is the way to go with your Ziggs.
Ivern Leona, why not?
Yeah, you can Ivern Leona.
Just walk into Jarvan.
I maybe like Ivern Braum better. Braum, like Leona, very much becomes a unit. With his E-up and with Ivern shields, he can face tank almost everything. But Udyr...
So stop them. 100%.
Yeah, this is calling this is saying your Rumble is going top. And the second most played role for Rumble is support. But Nautilus has been picked. So this does show that Rumble is likely going top, and Udyr is probably, for my money, the best matchup into Rumble. It's very good for Udyr.
One issue here, it does still walk into Jarvan.
Yeah, Jarvan
the other
looks
issue
great.
is heavy AP. Heavy AP.
Very heavy AP. Ooh, good Jarvan.
Good.
So now,
nice.
It's also, like, you could try and play Poppy support into Nautilus. There you go, the Poppy ban.
Good ban.
And then I think you're looking for maybe, like, Taric ban? On red? Maybe
You
Braum.
could do a Taric, you could do Leona, you could do Braum as well.
Yeah, I think they want, like, Braum, Taric, or
Renata
Alistar.
also works.
But Renata Ivern's not the same as, like, you know, these melee champs with Ivern.
It's not, but it's really good into a heavy engage like this. So.
It is, yeah. Although specifically with the Jarvan, it can also struggle.
Let us see what Red is cooking.
Rel,
okay.
So this is going to be 80 carry. Is there anything better than Jhin? Maybe Kai'Sa? Because Kai'Sa gets through Udyr a lot better than Jhin does.
Yeah. I don't like Kalista then.
But I do think Kai'Sa and Jhin are kind of the only options. So if you had banned Kai'Sa Jhin on blue side,
I think
Maybe
Kai'Sa is a
there's
good pick here.
Draven.
I
Yeah,
think Kai'Sa is a good pick here.
I think Kai'Sa's probably the best pick, with Jin
Yeah,
being second.
it just follows up there. Yeah, because there is no like threat of Draven, is it?
Also, it's not a terrible Samira game into Ziggs with Nautilus Jarvan. Oh, we're just
We're doing one.
okay. We're
Okay,
going
that
blind
walks into a
Dawn.
Braum though. That walks into a Braum.
It does, and Brom's
But
already got a lot of
yeah,
value this game.
yeah, we have to do AD mid, which is
Yes.
not bad because you have Ivern or like AD. I mean, yes, like Ziggs could be mid lane. Um,
Thresh. I much prefer Brom to Thresh.
yeah, Braum would be much better here.
What AD mid do you go
And
here?
now,
Because it's not Smolder.
genuinely, I
Yeah, Corki. Corki's okay.
think it's fine.
Yeah.
I would be like looking for something weird, like set mid. I'll be looking for something like scrappy, very
Yeah.
scrappy,
Yeah, that could
because
work.
of the yeah.
Yasuo.
That's a yeah, man. That's a Braum angle. That's such a Braum angle.
Oh, you know what I just thought of? You put the Ziggs mid and you play Neela.
Oh yes, yes. Okay, that's a winning line
Yeah.
actually, because the problem for red is melee heavy. That's the problem
Yes.
for red.
Yeah, yeah.
As I'm looking at, can I fit in Darius anywhere here? I don't think Darius mid works. I don't think Deer can be going anywhere else as well.
Yeah.
So like, yeah, Yone also doesn't really work well too much. Maybe Olaf
Mm,
could have gone Olaf this game, but Jarvan isn't the enemy. Never mind.
yeah.
Uh
Okay.
oh yeah.
Lane assignments. It's gonna be like Rumble mid, I guess. Let me just check.
Yasuo's not gonna have a good time if you stop
Yasuo
into
bot.
Deer.
Yasuo bot. Rumble mid.
Yasuo
On
bot
his top.
around me. Oh, okay. Oh yeah, yeah, yeah. I'm also not thinking straight.
Um.
Uh, I I don't think you do anything in that lane.
Okay. I think I'm favoring red, but if it was Braum Neela 4-5 on blue, I think it would be a blue stomp. Or not a stop, but like blue would be like massive with that Neela. Like she would just completely 1v9.
Yeah.
But I don't think there's enough on blue that's stopping what red wants to do. Like they have Thresh Flay. What other disengage tools do they actually have?
Well, they have some self build, so to speak, with Ziggs and Corki. Like they have dashes.
Yeah.
That's about it. I think that's okay to travel nodes. Nautilus ult can only affect one. Lining up Rumble ult could be tricky here as well.
I
The
really
only thing that they cannot stop is Ornode. This is why I wanted Braum. I think
yeah.
Braum instead of Thresh just wins straight up.
I think it's so easy for red to just pull the trigger in any case here. Like in any given fight, you can start with Ornal, you can start with Jarvanal, you can start with Nautilus ult, Rumble is just going on top of whatever you do, and whoever is in that is dead. Like there's nothing. Ivan Shield isn't stopping that. Thresh isn't stopping that. So yeah, I think there were definitely lines for blue victory going into 4-5, but I do think red is taking this one.
Yeah, I think it's very close though. I think like 55, I would say for
Yeah,
Reds.
I
Just
think
a very slight advantage.
the stability of blue's lanes gives them a lot better of a chance. With Udyr into Rumble. Oh wait, actually no, it's Udyr into Ornn, but still that's stable, right? Corki into Rumble, he's not going to die to him. It's stable. Ziggs Thresh into Yas. If it wasn't Yas bot into the Thresh, then Nautilus into Thresh would be quite good, but it's kind of hard for Yasuo to do much into Thresh. So it's okay.
Yeah.
I'd say like 40-60. Are you saying, what were you, 45-55?
Yeah, 45-55 for red favorite, yeah.
Oops. Okie dokie. Right, let's get the next draft set up.
Get it.
New draft. We have Kraken 7 versus You Must Believe. Okay. Why does my tab never want to clip in? There we go. And this link to you. And then we have Kraken on blue. You Must Believe on red. Okay, so we just saw 3 people in this group, Cheesy, Kraken, and Moim, all draft full engage, with You Must Believe being the only person trying to go for a more controlled style, like a disengage sort of style. However, I don't think there were enough tools to disrupt engages on the side of You Must Believe. And that's what I'd look for more of moving into the next draft if you want to draft against that sort of thing. So you can look for Brahms, Alistair's. Obviously, Poppy was banned, but that's a great champion into it. Tarek's. Imagine Tarek Neela instead of Thresh.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. 100% Tarek Neela there.
Yeah, instead of, what was it, Thresh Corki? Yeah, Tarek Neela instead. I think it would have been really hard to recover, actually, for red side. Because Tarek would just completely nullify what red wanted to do.
Yep. I've really liked Braum as well.
And that would have used
Braum
this
would be
B1
closer.
Ziggs flex. Like we did B1 Ziggs, which is technically a flex, but we didn't flex it. We just put it bot, which is like the most common role. Okay. Leona ban on blue side, Ziggs ban on red side. MF. Oh, Gragas ban. Okay, so maybe signaling some more full dive comps. Jarvan ban. Okay. Varus open, by the way. Until now. Also, Karma. Varus and Karma. The 2 main picks of this tournament. Yeah, Varus is open. But Yasuo is open in response.
Speaking of which, Karma wasn't even considered last at all.
Yeah, true.
Last draft.
True. It was full.
Right, well,
I love that there was 680 carry bans.
we go for Varus. We do.
Okay.
Jarvan is banned, so that's a good pick into him in general.
Yeah.
Let's see what red does.
Also, Gragas is banned, so that's one of the big Yasuo enablers taken away. But there's still Diana. I think Diana as an AP jungle to facilitate Yasuo is very, very good at the minute. If you have the opportunity to play for a hard engage. Straight into Nasus. Interesting. Nasus Ivan.
I don't know about that. But let's see, because Varus is just lethality. Varus is the most disgusting thing at the moment.
I think all
And I don't think he cares about
Varuses are
Nasus.
disgusting.
Yeah.
But also, like, if this Nasus wants to go top, Varus into it murders him. Like, he can't play. Varus is so much. Okay, we go Garen. And then we just look to follow the Nasus with the Garen. I do think this matchup is a little bit faker than people think. I think people watched Chovy play this matchup and went, holy shit, he's murdering this game. Part of that is just because it's Chovy. The matchup's not as bad as it looked there. But it is still a good matchup for Garen.
Yeah. Definitely Garen favored, if anything.
Yeah. And Yone. Okay. So this Varus is not going top lane. It's going bot lane.
Alright. This Nasus is not playing the game into any of these champs, by the way.
Yeah, there is no good lane for Nasus now. Okay, so it's Nasus mid with Darius top. So you
Okay,
have
so that'd be Garen Darius, and then Yone mid, I think, would be the best for blue.
yeah.
But it's too early to speak about that.
Yeah, there's no. I mean, at least this does at least have Darius into two champs that are going to run into your face, and also Ivan Darius combo is quite potent. Ivan giving Darius the ability to dash onto people is quite nice. It is something that I do like quite a lot. But both, like all solo lanes locked already, is not something you usually see.
Yep. You have to be very careful on red here, what you pick.
I'm thinking maybe a Karma.
Okay, Simmer? I mean, it's not terrible. It kind of synergizes well with Darius and Nasus.
Yeah, and it helps keep people away from Garen as well. Also, it can never really get Varus altered, which is the main thing that's threatening your bot lane right now. Okay, it can also... Wait, Karthus into Ivan?
Doesn't seem ideal. And Sivir also has a spell trap.
But Ivan's really good into Karthus. You just drop the Redemption on top of the Karthus ult and it nullifies.
Wait, he does need AP, right? So what AP would you go in jungle? Lilia, why people don't pick Lilia
Definitely
anymore?
Lilia, yeah.
It's Lilia game, 100%,
You
by
could
the way.
Lilia, you could... maybe you could like Talia, but yeah, Lilia is a lot better than Karthus here. It's even Nautilus.
Oh.
Interesting.
Well, bot lane blue is hard winning. That's like
Oh
no
yeah,
doubt.
destroying, yeah. The main... Honestly, the main thing I have issue with for blue is the Karthus. Other than that,
Yeah, me too.
I quite like it. Garen into Yone.
I think you go Lilia here, go Talia here, you go. Even Brand, I think, is really good. You can go Hamomo. All these champions are good.
I think Lilia,
Zach,
for sure. Maybe Zac, but yeah, probably just Lilia. Just waiting for lane assignments from Kroken.
I have a phone call. I'll be right back.
I have them from YouMustBelieve. Okay. Foz has gone for a phone call, so you'll hear a lot of my voice for a while. Just waiting for some lane assignments. But what I can tell you is that from YouMustBelieve, it's Darius top, Ivan jungle, Nasus mid, Sivir bot lane, Nautilus in the support role. And we have, answering that, we have Yone, Karthus, Garen, Varus, Karma. So we have Garen into Nasus mid, favoured. Yone into Darius top. Darius favoured early. The later it goes, the more it starts to favour Yone. And then bot lane is hard winning for blue. Karthus does have prio, and he's going to be able to take camps away from Ivan. But also Karthus,
that's really hard.
Isn't very useful into Ivan.
It's really hard actually for Karthus. Karthus is the only problem here.
Yeah.
Because you get from a prior bot, but what do you do with it?
I think this is a very difficult Nasus game though. No one's ever really going to be in range for you to wither that cares about getting withered. Like, there's kind of Yone, but you wither Yone and he just goes back to his E. You wither Garen, he presses Q. Karma's not in range. Varus is nowhere near you. And then Karthus is like in Narnia pressing his R key. Who is favoured is the question.
I'd say a 50-50 here. I'll just handshake it. I think both are playable to a degree. I think they're dysfunctional by their own means. Like, as you said, Nasus is like a little bit of a poopy champ here. Karthus is also a little bit of a poopy champ here. Like, his team wants to make pressure. His team wants to use prio, and he's just AFK farming. So mismatch in terms of synergy between champions.
Yeah.
And the Red's team can always just perma wave clear with Sivir they have ability to press R and Silver and just walk up with Darius as well. You can't really stop that, can you? Yeah. Uh,
Yeah, I mean, you can Varus ult the Darius and look to just go in yourself as well. It's very much two comps butting heads again, which has been the Group D classic. Do I think it's 50-50?
the only toll they can stop Darius with is the Varus ult.
Pretty much, yeah.
That's really rough then.
Yeah, I mean, I think Darius is very strong in this draft. Nasus is pretty weak in this draft. Ivern is just, he's Ivern. Sivir's decent. Not a big fan of the Nautilus. But
I think Red has a clear way to play. They play for Darius top here and then wave clear with Silver bot. Because Cartus, I guess they could go for dice, but like, is it realistic? Because I don't think it is. They have, yeah, I mean, they can easily die. I guess Cartus can just die under bot lane tower and get 2 kills. That's how they do it. But yeah, that's good, like reaching right now. So maybe I still Varus. I still go 50-50. I'm sorry. I'm leaning a little bit towards red, but I'm not fully.
That's interesting. I was leaning slightly toward blue, but I think it's very close.
Yeah, it's very close.
Like for the side of blue, you buy plated steel caps on Garen and Yone, you buy Death Stance on Yone, and you go full armor on Garen. And who's killing that guy? Very physical damage heavy on red side. But again, I think Karthus is doing very little this game. Varus is fairly contained. They're gonna smash bot lane though. But yeah, Darius is very strong. Garen is gonna get some stuff done. Yeah, I just think I'm slightly blue. I'm going 55-45 to blue. Well, what's yours?
50-50.
50-50. Okay, straight 50-50.
Yeah.
Okay. Let me just Moim and Jeezy. Let them know that they're next. And I'll start setting up the next draft. New draft.
New draft.
Make sure I got the sides the right way around. I do. Create. Open. Put that there. Copy this. Send it to you. Copy this. Send this here. Copy this. Send it here. And then as soon as the participants are ready, we'll begin this draft. So how many have we got left? We've got 3 drafts left for today. 3 drafts left for this week.
Yes.
Cheesy's ready. Just waiting on Moim. So far, Kraken's done alright in both of their drafts. It's 225 points for Kraken. YouMustBelieve is really not far behind though, with 2 drafts done as well. So we'll see after this draft. Actually, everybody will have drafted twice, so we'll get like a nice idea of what's going on in this group. Ezreal, Jarvan, take it away.
More respect towards Jarvan pick in this group, I would say.
Yeah.
Jindan. That's the first Jindan.
I think it might be, because he wasn't banned even in the 680 carry draft.
Yeah. I'm expecting some red sides there, like Ivan Leon angles here because of the German ban this early.
Yeah, maybe. Oh, Ezreal broken up as well. Varus is gone.
Samira ban. What are we cooking?
Ash, maybe? B1?
Okay, but
Seraphine? Maybe it's Seraphine B1 with the Samira ban? No, yeah, Ash. Called it.
Ash.
Knew it.
Now we go Ivan Leona.
Oh, it's Senna.
Okay, Senna. Okay.
That is weird. I don't think you would ban Samira with Senna. Because if they go Samira, you go Neela. And Neela is like one of the hardest lanes in the game for Samira to play, and then you have Senna Neela.
Okay, MF. I don't like MF. I would go Ivan Leona here, and then you have open Olaf R3.
For sure.
Okay, I mean we go ham, okay? We go ham. We go ham. I don't care. I like this.
Always ham. The good thing for red here is that with this draft, it's hard to go Braum on blue because Senna Braum isn't really a thing. You're looking more at a Neela, or you could go Ilaoi here. Senna Ilaoi goes kind of hard, but is it too early for that?
It's way too early.
Yeah. Oh, Senna Braum. Okay. That's rough.
I think look a little bit too vegan, I would say.
You're going to need in jungle. In jungle, you're going to need like a Viego or a like a Wukong, or just something that's going to go hard with the like a Graves maybe with the Senna. If you pick like a vegan, like a dog jungler, it's going to be really rough. Maybe Xin into MF Rel. Oh, it's Poppy. Ooh. I think you just go like Ziggs for red side here. You can do Ziggs. You could honestly, you could just pick Asol now and then ban out mid lane. Like Asol goes so hard in red draft. Okay, yeah, MF Lilia. Oh god, MF Lilia into like look at this Asol R5 that's coming in. I think Asol has to be banned by blue. But there's also Smolder. Asol and Smolder go so hard for red. Now Poppy's good into Rel. But into Lilia MF combo, at least they have Braum. But the thing is, all their champs are countering this Lilia, this like Braum, or... Let me try that again. All their champs are countering this MF Rel. Which leaves them very open to Smolders and Aurelion Souls. Very, very open to Smolders and Aurelion Souls right now. Camille Kennan are the bans. You still there, Fuzz?
Yeah, I'm sorry.
No, it's fine. Cassante is fairly solid here. Like, you can just blind it in top and it's chilling.
Yeah, it's okay. Totally
and then this sets up, you can go Asol or Smolder on R5, and like into Senna, Braum, Poppy, both of those champs are just nuts. Absolute nuts. The one thing they have going for them is at least they have this Braum into this MF Lilia, because otherwise, god, that's nasty. Okay, Olaf. Olaf looks okay. It has a Senna.
I don't like Olaf here.
Yeah, Olaf also not great into Smolder or Asol. He just gets kited by them. They like Asol just flies backwards. Smolder just flies backwards.
Azir. All the damages. Okay, Azir.
Smolder game.
I mean, it's okay. It's not a bad like pick in vacuum against this team, actually.
Yeah, I don't think it's terrible.
But no,
I think Smolder wins.
You just pick LeBlanc.
I would just go Smolder.
Yeah.
How can you lose
pick LeBlanc
Smolder?
from the risk? Yeah, you're playing scaling, but if you pick LeBlanc, you hard win the lane. Okay, we can talk about that now to speak, but like, let's say if you pick LeBlanc here, you hard win the lane against Azir. And the bot lane, if you look at the bot lane here, it's Rel, MF against Senna Brawl. You just go bot lane, and you win the game. Like, literally. That easy. And this is assuming it's Poppy jungle? I guess we can assume that. Would be better.
Yeah.
I think. I mean, you can go scaling here as well. I guess that's fine too. You can still play for bot lane without that. I think it would just be easier with LeBlanc, and LeBlanc has really good time into all of these champions here. I would say, really good time. It just kind of like gives you that little bit of edge of early game, you know.
Yeah.
While you already have, I think you already have the scaling on your side, anyways. Well, kind of.
I think there's nothing blue can do if you pick Smolder though. Like it just 1v9s. And then because the thing is, their entire draft up until this point was kind of tailored to counter this MF Rel Lilia. But the weakness of that is that it walks straight into Asol or Smolder. And then by picking Cassante and then they go Azir, I think into the Azir, Smolder is just nicer to have than Asol. He's a bit safer, but he's not as turbo. But then Azir kind of makes you want to be a little bit safer so that you're not getting shuffled as reliably. And your lane is just a bit stronger. Smolder's a bit stronger in lane than Asol is. But yeah, the thing with Nasus is that like this Olaf is genuinely really scary at this point.
Yeah.
But,
yeah, I mean, when you pick Nasus, yes.
Yeah. I think the R5 is really bad.
Yeah, I think so too.
It's good in lane into
it's
Azir.
Still red favorite. I think it's still red favorite. Like the other 4 picks, they do one thing very good together.
Yeah, I'm just thinking they do have Braum to deal with this Lilia MF
and Poppy as well. Yeah, okay. Now I'm kind of flipping again. I'm flipping again.
I think maybe
because Poppy also nullifies Rel as well.
Yeah, exactly. They have Poppy into Rel, they have Braum into MF Lilia combo, and then they have Olaf with an Enchanter into MF Rel Cassante Nasus. Only Lilia is like an issue for Olaf.
And Azir is free farming.
Yeah. I mean, he loses slightly to Nasus. That's why people are picking Nasus into Azir, but they're picking him in games where Nasus is good, but I don't think Nasus is good in this game. Who are you withering?
Okay.
I think I was all red until R5, and now I'm slightly blue. Maybe.
Yeah, nice.
Like, Cassante is also awkward to play into Poppy. Because if Poppy ever finds herself in a window where she doesn't need the W to block Rel somehow, or like Rel finds a window in, then Poppy can just block the Cassante W. The main thing I don't like about blue is Senna Braum.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe blue doesn't have enough damage.
If the Azir Olaf could be good damage-wise. I mean, you're hitting relatively tanky targets as well.
Actually, I think if you, as long as you play the, have you seen that people are building Black Cleaver on Senna instead of Helia? Mm-hmm. As long as you play that, I think you're fine. And blue are favored. Which is a shame because I think red could have stomped it.
I would definitely go 50-50 here.
Okay, I'm leaning.
I think early game is rough for blue.
Yeah, I do think it's rough, but I think it's hard to push it as red into the champs that blue have. Like, Azir is very hard to dive. And he's kind of just free farming. Braum is pretty hard to dive, especially if Pop is hovering. Olaf is winning his top lane. Also, if you try to dive Olaf, he has a Senna ult. There's a lot of defensive tools for blue into what red's showing. And then Nasus, I just don't think is doing anything in this game. So are you going 50-50?
Yeah, I'm going 50.
Okay, I'm going 60-40. I don't think it's completely lost for red, but I do think it's favored for blue. Let me set up this next one. We've got, actually let me at them, just so that they know. Brocken, and Moim. Okay. So, looking at the table, everybody's drafted twice, and it's very close. We have Kraken and Moim with 225 leading the group, but barely behind them at 180 and 170 are Cheesy and YouMustBelieve. It's very, very close in this group so far. And you did actually call that this was going to be a close group, didn't you?
Yeah. Like on the paper, yes.
Okay. Let's get this draft onto my screen. And then let's send it to you. And then we have blue for Kraken. And we have red for Moim. Okay.
Alright.
Yep. Yeah, all good. So Foz has to dip. He's got to go now. There's 2 drafts left. He's still going to rate them, and he's going to send me the ratings in DMs. So thanks for joining, Foz. It's been great having you.
Yeah, it's been a blast still again. I'm sorry you guys have to leave. I will give ratings, but no thoughts. I'm sorry.
Yeah, that's fine. So we'll get Foz's rating, just not his thoughts. But you'll still get my thoughts, so it's only these last 2
Have a good rest of the stream.
Thank you very much. I'll see you soon.
Yeah. See ya.
Bye.
Bye.
Okay, guys. MF band. Gonna have to warm up on my throat right now. I need my talking voice. I'm gonna have to do a lot of talking. MF and Karma. Karma's still one of the biggest picks that we've seen at this tournament. Though less prio in Group D than we saw in the other 3 groups. Group D has been very aggressive on the whole. Very, very accurate. Except that last draft that... who brought that out? Was it Moim? Yeah, it was Moim. Brought out. But again, that kind of draft we saw a lot of in Group C, and I was saying it's very, very weak to Smolder and Asol, but it wasn't picked up on. That the Smolder and Asol were just insane. Like, what was there to actually threaten those champs there? There was Azir Shuffle, and yeah, that's it. So as long as all they have to do is save their flash for Azir Shuffle, then they flash it, job done. Okay, Varus taken away, Leona taken away. So, both of the really, really strong R1, R2 combos that we've been seeing in the Karma Ezreal and the Ivan Leona, both of those have been split up. Which I think that normally favors blue, because now blue can go like Ivan, or they can go Ezreal, and then the other one, like red, has to go for something else. I like Ziggs Zeri though, guys. I think both of those champs are really good, and it gives you a flex, and they're just... juicy, really, really strong champions. You can play like any style with Ziggs Zeri as well. So I think that might be something that's being slept on, but don't tell anyone. Senna. Okay, Ashe on B1. Jarvan taken away, so there's no Jarvan into this Ashe. Yasuo angle may be coming in later in the draft, we'll have to see. But we'll see what the response is. What you got for us? Moimin 10. Where are we going with this? Rumble! Denying the Ashe Rumble, taking the Rumble for themselves. Now, there's no Jarvan, however, to pair with the Rumble. So, what can we set this up with? AD carry-wise, if you want to be able to flex this Rumble into bot lane, you're looking at a Jhin, I think is the best. There's Ashe, which is like the best, and then there's Varus, which I think is pretty good, and then there's Jhin, which is like also solid. I mean, Varus is just broken in general, but yeah. Oh, Nautilus, okay, so... Interesting. This line sort of breaks your Rumble flex into bot lane, I do feel. And now we can look for something defensive alongside our Ashe into very high aggression shown. Braum is the standard answer to Nautilus. Very, very hard for Nautilus to play the lane into Braum. Taric. Immediate Taric. Interesting. Taric Ivan. Okay. I think it's actually difficult for a Nautilus Rumble comp to play into Taric. So they need some sort of line that will help them play around this Taric. But again, the Ivern covers a lot of the range options. Now, all of these champions are fairly susceptible to Jarvan, except for the fact that Taric has ult, but they can get trapped in. But again, Jarvan's taken away, so this looks fairly secure from the side of Croc and Seven. And Vi comes in. But Vi into this Taric might struggle. Like, this looks very one-dimensional. And we have Taric here. If we just keep drafting disengage tools, probably going to be difficult. Okay, we're banning out Yone, but Yone is definitely not what blue side wants right now. Blue side is looking for champions like maybe a Cassiopeia, maybe a Galio, maybe Mordekaiser. They could do like Tom Kench top. These are the sort of Gragas as well. Fair amount of magic damage though. Udyr taken away. Udyr top would like deny the Rumble a good lane as well. Very good lane into the Rumble. Not a champ that's shy against getting engaged on either. I think I would probably be looking at something like Mordekaiser Cassio, but that's a lot of magic damage. So maybe you're looking for something more like Cassio plus Darius. Darius goes fairly hard here, actually. And Seraphine coming in. One issue that we're having here for blue is that like we still need to be able to do stuff. So these Taric Ivern is very good at denying what red wants to do, but we do need something that we're doing. Whether it be playing off of high range or looking for a nice front to back team fight. Again, Cassio would fall into a front to back team fight sort of angle. Cassante, yeah, Cassante, very, very nice. Okay. Struggles in lane into the Rumble, but he'll get through it once he gets later into the game as well. Very, very nice front line into what's being shown here. But I do think we need more damage, and I would be looking at Cassiopeia. Syndra can be kind of vulnerable to Vi Nautilus Rumble, but in essence, it's the kind of thing you're looking for. Azir, yeah, fine, stable, helps with the disengage, brings damage. This is a good pick. Smolder. Okay, Smolder, I think, brings a different dynamic to this red draft that actually does improve it quite a lot. There's very, very little threat onto Smolder. There's Ash Arrow, there's Aziraal, and then maybe Cassante can find a way onto him. And all of a sudden, this red draft is a lot more flexible. Like, Vi, Nautilus, Rumble still do have to go in, but Smolder's doing a lot. Smolder is certainly doing a lot. Is it doing enough to deny how hard I think blue was winning until R5, though? That is the question. That's the question I'm asking myself. So let's take a look at the individual lane matchups, okay? We have Cassante into Rumble. This is Rumble favored. We have Ashe Taric into... I'm going to have to actually ask lane assignments for Sarah Smolder. And then for Kraken, I think the lane assignments are very, very obvious. Nort mid. Sarah Smolder bot. I think that's maybe better. Okay, so this does two things. One, it gives you two ranged champions into Ashe Taric. Better than playing Nautilus into Taric, right? Nautilus is not going to do anything. Nautilus is also not going to do anything into Azir. But he can probably just wave clear and chill. I do think it's better to arrange it that way. Let me tell Foz the lane assignments. Okay, told Foz the lane assignments. We'll try and get his rating at some point. If he doesn't do it by the end of the stream, there's a link to this spreadsheet in the announcements channel of my Discord. You can see a lot of people are already looking at this, so you'll be able to come and see what Foz rates it. So yeah, maybe he won't be able to do it while he's on the stream because he is busy right now. However, we'll see. What do I think? I think this is fairly playable from both sides, honestly. But I do think it's very much Smolder against the world. And I think blue were winning quite decisively until Smolder came in. So, for me, Smolder is pulling it back for red. One thing is that there's a lot of... When you play a high-range champ like Smolder, or, you know, Ziggs, Jace, these kind of things, when you're playing against healing, it gets a little bit harder. And we have Taric and Ivern for healing. We also have a lot more threat on Smolder than we saw in the previous game, when I was advocating for Smolder. Here there's Ash Arrow. There's Cassante going through the front line onto the Smolder. There is Azir diving onto him. So that's more difficult as well. But I do think Smolder does a lot to bring this game back for red from such a losing position that I think they were in. I do think blue is still favoured, though. Now, to what degree do I think blue is still favoured? That will be the question. I think in this spot, I'm going to go 60-40, I think. 60-40 for blue. I think this Smolder is really, really nice for pulling it back. It's just not quite enough. Just not quite enough. Let's see. Oh, Foz has messaged me. Foz says 55-45 blue. Lovely jubbly. So we do have Foz's rating. And he's a very similar sentiment to what I said. I would assume he would give similar reasons. Is that the top side here is very, very difficult to actually do anything with because of the tools that blue have. And then Smolder is very strong, but there's enough tools on blue to actually deal with the Smolder. He can be Azir Shuffle, he can be Ash Arrow, he can be dove on by Cassante. Stuff like that. And also the poke and the range damage is somewhat mitigated by having two enchanters on the side of blue. They can both go Redemption. They can pick up like Echoes of Helia on Ivern to heal people. Shields blocking damage. So yeah, I think that's the conclusion of this draft. Let's at Cheesy and at YouMustBelieve for the final draft. And I will set this draft up. New draft. Cheesy. You must believe. Create. Put this on the stream. Send this over to Foz. Grab the link for Cheesy. Send that over there. And then we'll grab the link for Foz and send that over there. No, wait, that's not for Foz. Why would I send that to Foz? Sorry, I'm getting tired, I think. You Must Believe is the second drafter. Not Foz. It'd be cool to see Foz in this tournament, though. Maybe next time Foz can not judge, and we'll get someone else. And we'll watch Foz do some drafts. Okay, the draft has begun. Karma taken away. Have a look at the scores. Okay, so both of these people, both of these competitors really want to get some high scores to put them in line with these other two competitors. Crocken at 340, Moim at 310, and Cheesy and You Must Believe just under 200 each. So if anyone can score over 100 points here, they're going to be really happy. Also, a close draft here would leave this group so, like, in such a spot where anything can happen if this draft is close. A lot of AD carry bans taken away again, straight into the Ash pick. See if we see a Jarvan response. No, we go Jhin. Maybe we go Jhin Rumble? Jhin Zyra. Interesting. This Jhin is kind of a mid-flex. I've seen Nemesis playing Jhin when he has an AP jungle like a Zyra. But no Misfortune, no Ziggs, no Ezreal, no Varus, no Zeri. A lot of bot lane focused bans in this game. How are we going to respond to this? I think Ivern Leona looks pretty nice. I do think Ivern Leona looks very nice. Rel. Okay. Rel and Moo. Okay, we're going hard. And both of these targets do, you know, you have great access with Ash, Rel, and Moo onto Jin Zyra. Poppy. Really good Poppy pick. Really, really good. You can even, at this point, you can still flex it into the bot lane to play against the Rel in lane. You can play Jin Poppy with Zyra jungle. Okay, taking away some, like, snap engage tools. Yone taken away. Yone can kind of struggle into Poppy, but his ult will go straight over it, and he can snap back with his E. It's very non-committal. Yone Ash would be some, like, really non-committal pick tools that you could look to grab people with. Corki taken away? Okay. So you're thinking this Jin is going bot with Poppy either top or support. And we're thinking we want AD mids with Zyra. Looking at Corki. Corki's pretty good at kiting back. Can also look at like Tristana here. Smolder taken away. Maybe we see a Trist here. Trist Buster Shot would do a lot for denying engage here. And it's also just a reasonably strong mid laner. Weaker than it used to be, but still reasonably strong. Fits in nicely with what Zyra wants to do. See what we end up with though. Coming into this R4. Sante blind. Interesting. Very disengage heavy now with these two frontline tanks that themselves. This shows that the Poppy's going into the Rel. You can do that easily. You could also play Jin Zyra bot, but I don't think you would, given that you have Poppy into Rel. But I will ask lane assignments. Kennen. I don't like the Kennen here. Kennen into Poppy Cassante can get denied very, very easily. Also, I think Kennen sucks. Like, genuinely, I think this champ is just awful. Tristana, though, I think this is the mid that Red would have wanted. But it's denied away now. Trist would have been really nice into the Kennen as well. The Buster Shot makes it even harder for him to play. See what we end up with. But we just want tools to disengage, because if Red can't get an engage off, they can't really play, and we already have Poppy Cassante. Nico. Interesting. Oh, Syndra. Okay, yeah, Syndra is much better than Nico. Yeah, Syndra is really good here. Scatter the Weak into the Kennen. It's a good lane into Tristana, first off. After that, Scatter the Weak into Kennen. Really nice. Let me just ask YouMustBelieve which way around Zyra Poppy. But yeah, Scatter the Weak, really, really nice into Tristana in lane. Also very good into Kennen. Cassante Poppy, great disengage tools into a Moo Rel. Syndra can pick off Ash really nicely. Okay, I'm getting word from YouMustBelieve that Poppy is support and Zyra is jungle. I think that's better for him, as I said. So yeah, I'm favouring Red in this draft. I think it's really difficult for Blue to get the engage off that they need into Poppy, into Zyra ult, Cassante creating space, Syndra scatter creating space. I think as well as that, they have this Jin Zyra Syndra thing where they can just pick someone off. If any of these three squishies ever gets tagged by a Jin root into a Syndra combo, or vice versa, a Syndra QE into a Jin root, into a Zyra root, like people can just bam, die. And it's very difficult to get the engage off. They're kind of playing off Ash Arrow and hoping, or like a crazy cannon flank that somehow doesn't get marked or disrupted by anyone. But here, Poppy can mark, Cassante can mark, Syndra can QE him when he tries to go in. He'd have to like try and flash over it or something. It is quite difficult to get this engage off for Kennen. And likewise, Amumu has to try and get through Poppy Cassante. Rel has to try and get through Poppy Cassante. Jin is like miles away. So I think this is quite favoured for Red. How favoured? Let's look at the lane matchups. Kennen does get prio into Cassante. It's fairly good. Tristan to Syndra is fairly neutral. But I kind of like Syndra, especially the later the game goes. Ash Rel into Jin Poppy. I think, again, no one's going to die, but that kind of favours Jin Poppy because, you know, Rel is wanting to make stuff happen. I think it's like 70-30 Red here. Let me see what Foz thinks. 30-70. Foz thinks 40-60. So 60 to Red and 40 to Blue. So again, similar sentiment. And that rounds off this group, which still is fairly close. I'm going to have to do something... Oh, no, I'm not. Okay, I was thinking that my formatting wasn't working because we don't have 2 greens and 2 reds. But what's actually happened is that at this point in the tournament, we have a tie in this group with YouMustBelieve and Moimenten, both at 310 points. So the front running of this group is really close. Cheesy's going to have to make a little bit of a comeback, though not as much as a comeback as like Shifty in Group A, where he did fall quite far behind. Cheesy's very much still in this. Kroken with a slight lead, and then YouMustBelieve and Moimenten both chasing for that first place. So, thank you for watching, guys. That concludes Group D, and that's the first round robin done in every single group. So we'll have to see how these players adapt and what changes moving into the second round robin, if we can see any comebacks or if things continue to move forward in the trajectories that they have. So for a final roundup of week 1, in Group A, we have Unkraut in first place, Kaiser in second, Just a Dutch Person in third, and Shula Shifty in 4th place. Group B, we have Sesio137 in first, we have Yosh in second, in third we have Major Modi 1, and in fourth we have Freche. In Group C, we have Nuodaiku Basha in first place, Yondu in second, Maton in third, and Psycho rounding up in fourth. And now in Group D, we have first place Kroken 7, tied for second, is what I was going to say, is YouMustBelieve and Moimenten, with Cheesy bringing up the rear in 4th place. So, once again, guys, thank you for watching. Some really good drafts today. It's been great to watch, and I look forward to seeing you next time in the United Draft Kingdom Invitational. Shame that Foz had to leave, but I'm sure he'll be here for the next one. Thank you very much. Enjoy the rest of your day, and I'll see you later. Bye-bye.